Yeah, on that CT side. All raid boss. Noxy will be the man who's running around naked for this one.
Mid control slowly being established then. BESTIA happy to give that up, but Noxy will play back, just playing for info without that Kevlar. Wants to draw them into this A site where he has reinforcements. And those reinforcements aren't really delivering right now. Slacks opens things up. It's a drive-by from malbs, and Noxy can only do so much. A single frag found, but M80 just swarm into that A site.
Start full of promise for M80. This could really lead to a good run of rounds as well. Everybody loves the T side on Anubis. Not much for deco to do. Could just consider holding on to the Kevlar here, honestly, but that's a great flashbang, and he won't even be able to pull the trigger. Happy faces for M80 then. Much more comfortable climate for them on Anubis. All right, let's say target rounds on this first half for M80.
I think they want a fair few. I mean, if you're really feeling it, you could try and go for like 8 on
10.
the side.
I'm saying 10.
All right, we can go 10. Why not? You can definitely expect to do well on the T side here, though. That's for sure. I do wonder if M80 just look more comfortable on this map, because it did feel like there was indecision, hesitation at times, and BESTIA were the opposite. They looked like they were playing with confidence, a lot of aggressive plays. I hope we just see M80 really on the same page, taking initiative.
Yeah, if BESTIA can find that mid to late round aggression here as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is a very different map, though, on that CT side, so you have to keep the numbers up in the meantime. See what they're able to do. CT aggression very expected on Anubis. So far, so good for M80, though. Threat is minimal in these early rounds. Looks like a whiteout almost at USP in CS2. Rumors of Train being redeveloped for this game. I'm sure we'll see a change of maps immediately after the major. I think everybody's done with Vertigo.
It's felt like that for a while, though. We shall see. To be fair, the Cash remake, when it came in, didn't really make as much of a splash, people might have thought.
Yeah, I think it was a remake for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, hoping that Train stays pretty faithful. Either way, M80 off to a good start then. Again, a team that have slowly been making improvements to their roster. May not have their full roster here. Def standing in as the coach, but still a team that I think are trending in a really good direction right now. And I think that's important for North American Counter-Strike. They've been dominant in the region. Let's see if they can keep on dominating this map, because BESTIA are taking early map control here. Smoke is down, Slack's isolated, and that fight goes the way of Nico M. Oh, they can't get back, though. Not much cover.
Wow.
That spray's awkward, though. Nico M gets away with murder.
Mega awkward indeed. He has over-delivered. Although Swisher turning things round back into M80's favor. He doesn't have the bomb, but he will have the CTs rotate in his direction. You can see malbs being static as Swisher plays for info, looking to collect one more. Where does he go then, malbs? He's got half the information. CTs are choosing to split across both bomb sites. Racing back towards A. Noxy's being careful, though. So many places that he could be. Surely he's got the sound cues now. Does he take the 1v1 duel? Indeed, he does. Great timing as BESTIA get maybe an unlikely round. That was a crazy performance. You can't have too many missed sprays like that on this T side. Way more than he should have got. He was almost stuck in the mud there, trying to rotate back to the bomb site, delivering on both of them. That is a rough round for M80.
Yeah, Rekwell wants that spray back with the Galil. And that's the risk you run with that CT aggression. You have to commit so far forward, you have no cover, it can be hard to fall back. It can be a high-risk play, but this time, BESTIA able to get away with it.
He should never be getting those frags.
No way.
Never. That's the long and short of it.
Looks like BESTIA will go back to something more standard then. for this follow-up gun round. Still okay for M80. They have AKs. They have a good buy. Molly to dissuade anyone in this position, but
perfect.
Def takes a bunch of damage for that.
Look at Bestia lining up for a push through B. I'm not sure if this has even been heard either. Swisher's going to go back and have a look, as we can see on the radar, but that's some good info for the CTs for the time being. And again, I do wonder if that's going to be the deciding factor for Bestia in this series, is their willingness to be aggressive on their CT side. They didn't see anybody. Swisher did say hello with a few shots, but what do they do now? They're looking for more info towards mid. In the meantime, the bomb's being carried towards a reversive, holding mid in the meantime. We may have support here as well. That's a great trade, but what about the A bomb site? They've lost all their position. It'll be a 4-on-3 retake for them at the very least. Gonna have to wait out these grenades. That's a big frag for Death. M80 making up for the mistakes made in that previous round, but there's more work to be done.
Do they think the 3v3 is possible? Knocks it holding. Big damage done towards him, but no kill found for Rek. Knocks it surely will fall. His teammate arrives, but Slack's able to take both of them. And now Deco will try and sneak his way onto the site, but the time is against him. And M80 are sat so far back. He's looking to clear out these angles, but it looks too tricky. Def will close it out. Top fragging for the team right now.
Seen some big multi-frags for both squads now. That was a dire round for the CT side. Let's see what their money looks like following the conclusion of that one. Reversive taking a chance there, but Def was the right man in the right place. Slacks for multi-frag as well. 3-1 for M80. Bestia's economy now in the bin. Deco still looking for his first frag, along with Mayan as well. Round 5, and you've got 2 CTs on 0. Not an ideal situation for the squad. Not really much money they can spend here either. Good range for M80 to control the crowd.
Looking safe in this round, M80. No drama for them in this one against the save of Bestia. 4-1 lead secured. As you said, Bestia willing to play for info, willing to play aggressive, but it didn't look like in that previous round they were willing to 100% play retake on A. They had that one player try and fight, and that meant they didn't have the man advantage anymore. Ended up being a 3-on-3, which is a hell of a lot harder. Let's see if Bestia take any risks in this one. Just the one MP9 in the mix, the rest able to get rifles. Bestia actually starting with a much heavier stack towards A. Maybe they're going to look to go aggressive on that side of the map instead. U2 in. Looks like Bestia will push this.
Very nice. Oh. That is a great result at the beginning of this round. Catching M80 off guard and crippling them for this round. That's
one of the fun things about Anubis. That's like a set play on the CT side. They had to play it back on the A side, putting in a molly, putting in a flash to help. They can wipe that smoke, but look at M80 taking a risk, going contact out to A, and it might work for them. Mayan able to get one, but traded, and now they have the bomb site at a minimum. This will be a bomb plant here. It's still tough, but it's doable.
See a flash on the floor. Smoke would be ideal for them, but not what they're rewarded with. Oh no, Swisher's found one actually. Can he get it down in time? Here comes a push from the CTs and absolutely works in his favor. Great transfer. Bestia tried to split the difference through that smoke. That leaves Nico M alone, 1 versus 2. He has a kit. No one showing though, and they will wait enough time to stop any kind of ninja defuse from happening. Big round for M80, and again, that piece of utility was found at the perfect time. Made all the difference with the numbers advantage for the CTs, ruined the choke point for them, and their chances of securing the round.
And it's Swisher, the man to do it. So often, the main man for this M80 lineup. Bestia won't believe that though. They had a 5v2 at one point. but they figured that their A site was safe after the early success they found. M80 taking a really nice risk there. They figured, okay, maybe they will have left A after going for that earlier aggression. So they just sneak their way in, they get the bomb down, and Swisher even finds that smoke, and once they go streaming through that smoke, he's happy to just try and spray them all down. Solid lead now for M80. This is looking much more controlled, but this is where BESTIA will feel like they should have had.
Yeah, that is a rough way to get ruined on a bomb site. Very rough indeed. Can't afford too many scenarios like that. Literally, look at their buy for this round. Five of 6 rounds for M80. My call of 10 looking pretty good.
Yeah, not bad right now. Nico M trying to get involved with the AK, but Swisher was also holding with his teammate. Deco, 40 average damage per round, no kills. Always unfortunate. No assists either. And he get his first on the board here. Swisher is back to the wall, but that's the kill he was looking for. Looks like M80 will not have any issues taking a 6-1 lead. This is starting to turn into a dominant scoreline now. BESTIA have had their chances. They've shown willingness to make aggressive plays that have looked good, but they just haven't been able to close those rounds. They've had the advantages, they just haven't been able to convert.
See if they can change things back into their favor then, BESTIA. Again, they have been proactive on their CT side. They've made plays, but haven't found the T's in the right spots to exploit them when those plays have come through. Big focus on mid from M80. Nice boost for the all-power and reversive. Not expecting him to be there that fast, maybe. Punished simply for jiggling, and the split is on of this bomb site. Into the A bomb site they try to go. Mobs will be exploded. Mayan trying to fall back. He has got limited space to try and defend with, but Deco's on the way. Can't get there in time as M80 swarm the bomb site. Numbers dwindling for BESTIA. Not much left for them, but they'll keep the numbers close before the bomb's planted. That said, they seem to also be done with this round.
This A site has just been run over in so many rounds. Not even run over though, it's just been taken. And BESTIA, even when they've had numbers up in the retake, haven't been able to be successful. In this one, they lose the early player on mid. It just puts so much pressure on that A bomb site. It's been a non-starter here for BESTIA on this second map so far. Such a contrast to the first map as well. Played every single round of regulation. BESTIA had to grind their way to their map win. If this keeps on going like this, M80 might take us to overpass way quicker than anticipated.
Yeah, this could be a fast-forward map. Unless BESTIA can find some late rounds here. I don't know how many rounds it feels like they've even had some control of. It's been an avalanche round after round. Buried by M80. Look at the size of that molly. Massive. Quick tag. Deco left with 21.
Flag's low as well though. 3 HP after that day, just getting away from it. M80 realizing the well might be dry on this B site. Waiting for opportunities elsewhere. Noxe has been holding this angle for a good amount of time here. Sometimes hard to stay focused when you've been holding an angle so long. Quite a tight one as well. Would need fast reactions for that shot. M80 still just biding their time though. One player down below, Def Might look to split onto this B site, and BESTIA second-guessing things. They're rotating over to A. The aggression will come in. Rec caught out. Now they know that A is clear. And M80 don't have map control. They might feel like they have to commit to B, but 38 seconds, they're still remaining undecided, keeping their options open.
Yeah, I think they might gamble, rotate through mid to A, expecting that rotation.
Wow.
And they've made the right call in that respect. They have outmaneuvered every single CT. The bomb site's going to be uncontested. And they'll have the high ground as well, unless Deco can do something with his 20 HP. A swing and a miss from Slacks, and now you wonder if they'll even get the bomb planted in time. This would be a much-needed round for BESTIA, and they will do it with 4 surviving. Desperate second round for them towards the end, but there'll be no shortage of pressure to come from M80.
Yeah, if Def could have got something more done over on that B-bomb site, maybe it causes a bit more chaos, maybe that rotate isn't as fast, and maybe they have a better chance at holding it down. A good call from M80 to get onto the clear bomb site, but BESTIA still with so many numbers up, such a fast response on the rotate. That's BESTIA, again playing with that confidence that we saw much more of over on Inferno. They've been wanting to fight here on Anubis as well, just hasn't always turned into round wins for them. Let's see if that can change now towards the end of this first half. Very standard nade thrown there, Mayan takes a bit of damage from it. Meanwhile, Slacks finds the pick in mid. So man up for M80 very early on. The ball is in their court.
Very forward smokes from BESTIA through that B bomb site. Might kill some timing for M80. What does the end of this half look like? Again, BESTIA never shy to be proactive. Dry peaks from Reversive, he's in trouble. And now the CTs can be entertained towards this A bomb site with no one on B whatsoever. Very, very rough for them as they get sent back into the bin by M80. There's nothing else to be done in this round, really. Absolutely secured. 8-2 on the way. That's your target secured then, of 8 rounds.
It is crazy, the difference you get in confidence here from M80. They look like a completely different team. The comfort they have is clear here on Anubis, on their map pick. Everything is flowing. They always seem to find the weaker bomb site. Even when they're down in numbers, they get onto a site and get into a good position. This time they even win the early fights. Rec hasn't had to do too much in some of his lurky positions, but this time gets a couple of important kills.
Eight to 2. Great measure of success for M80. Overpass to come as a decider, should we go that far? That would be very curious.
Oh, very cheeky, wiping the smoke just as the opposing AWP peaked. Slacks was ready for it. Lovely way to get an opener. BESTIA really need to get a couple more rounds here at the end of this half to stay in contention in this one. Otherwise, they'd be leaving themselves with a lot to do. Deco M maintaining map control. No real aggression from BESTIA in this one as of yet. Looks like that will change though. Flash out through B. They're committing fully to this. Swisher has slinked back. They will also decide to retreat. They were just checking that it wasn't a burst onto that B site being prepared. Noxie allowed to hold the other angle because his teammates cleared long entirely. And M80 losing the early fights this time.
Not sure if BESTIA will over-rotate on this occasion. Maybe they've learned their lessons. In fact, Reversive is pushing through the A bomb site. So they're getting yet more information. There's no one in mid, but they could send Mayan over to sort that out. The rotations will be more direct then. Bomb carrier is dropped, leaving Swisher with 10 HP. Not much he can do in this round. With only one more round to go, it would surely be worth getting some frags here, making it more expensive for the CT side. Malbs should have enough of the loss bonus to buy. But Swisher appears to be saving. Rex almost got 7k. So I do think he should be trying to make it expensive for the CTs here. They've got an AWP and 2 AKs. Those are valuable weapons that could be dropped, but here we go.
A little surprised that BESTIA considered hunting there for a second, but either way, round win that they were looking for. Noxia able to get good work there with the AWP. Close quarters, you have to hit your shots, otherwise you can be run down quickly. Noxia puts himself in the pressure position and delivers. BESTIA, if they find 4, maybe they're still in this. Even if they only get 3, you would need a big streak, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I think that was a missed trick. You can see Rex got 3k after the 4-buy, so wasted opportunity there.
Let's see if BESTIA can put those AKs to use then, as well as that AWP that was saved. Last round of the half. M80 preparing outside this A-bomb site, just as BESTIA go for aggression elsewhere. BESTIA grouping up to mid. They don't really have players ready on this A site right now.
Does Noxia want to stand and fight on his own? Oh, that's maybe a regrettable decision there. Going through with the AWP with absolutely no cover. That leaves BESTIA in a 4v5 retake situation. Maybe with 2 stand-ins, they don't really have the protocol to go for the retakes as they normally would, which maybe raises the urgency for decisions like that. It's not going to be easy with these angles then. Malbs going to take the fight to them as well. Look at that pre-fire from him. BESTIA walking to their doom in this last round of the first half. Nico M versus the world. M80 on the cusp of 9 at half-time. 9 it will be then. That is a very good half indeed. A great response after losing the first map. far as M80, sorry, as far as Anubis is concerned, BESTIA find themselves almost at the bottom rung of the ladder. Lots of climbing to do. It is a mountain in front of them if they are to make a comeback in this map. Otherwise, we're headed to Overpass. They'll start on the T side with just 3 rounds in the bag. They've got some util for this round on their T side. No P250s, those pure Glocks. So maybe they'll be closing the distance pretty quick, although
oh boy,
there is no challenge on this bomb site whatsoever, is there?
No kit either. M80 are going to have to be fast as hell on this retake. They are trying to get back into position now. The drop down looks likely. BESTIA have taken this control. Here comes the drop. Oh, it works for Def, but his teammates are falling. It's into a 2-on-3. Both players retaking from the same position. This is going to be so hard to clear all these angles.
Flash is going out, but not before Death is dropped, leaving Morbs now at 4 HP in a 1 versus 2. Down he goes as well. That's an important pistol round 1. That opens the floodgates for them if they've got enough in the strat book with their current roster. And again, M80 have looked very comfortable on Anubis, but maybe they had an easier time of things on their T side. See what they choose to do on their CT side. Not hopping into the force buy, it seems.
Yeah, I quite like this decision. You've got a pretty big lead here. It's your map pick. Let's maximize gun rounds. Let's maximize the best chances to close out this map. Only downside is, of course, damage will be difficult to come by in this one. It's a single flash to Death. I think where he's positioned, it's going to be so hard to blind this player, though. He turns away. Oh, wow, 2 kills on mid. Could this actually become something?
That's the bomb. Mayan is going to be committed to the double doors there, and he will be traded. Maybe there was a chance for him to drop into the water there, and he's left that bomb in potentially an unrecoverable position. Not what they were looking for. Deco will be dropped as well, and they will lose absolutely everything. Success is short-lived on the second half of Anubis. Boys are back in town.
They are pea shooters, and somehow the pea shooters come out on top. That is crazy. The USPs stacked on mid. Oh, the flash actually works. I thought they would turn away from it, but the one flash from Def does enough. The bomb gets dropped. They hunt down that player, and then the crossfires at the end, too difficult to overcome.
I don't think there was a good option for Mayan there, really. Even if he drops in the water, he doesn't know what's on the bomb site near him. If he runs to the other bomb site, he's exposed from up top. If he holds position, he loses the bomb. Disaster, I think, is how we can describe that situation for BESTIA.
Oh, boy. I mean, if it wasn't hard enough already, it looked like they were about to get off to a good start, try and build up that win streak. Snatched away from beneath them.
Slax has found himself an AWP already. That is very early doors. Sacrificing the helmet to get his main tool. Against 3 P250s, this could be quite interesting, actually. It's the right kind of mix-up.
Yeah, BESTIA probably have to win this round at this point to have a realistic chance here. Doubt we'll see a fight at range, considering the weaponry BESTIA have. So Slax will get the info. His teammates on A need to be ready, though. BESTIA trying to be as silent as possible, hoping that these flashes are going to allow them to pop onto the site quickly.
Better have retake protocol then, because Mobs has lost his angle. If they can hold the high ground of the bomb site, that would be something at the very least, because the rotation will take a while. Many targets, but not any kills just yet. Running low on the ammo as well. Snowwalker, I switched rifles, but that one's empty. Look at these frags come through. This is absolutely chaos. It's like free-for-all deathmatch. Down to a 2-on-2, spotting ahead. Great scope in, but no kill. How have they won that round? What is happening in this?
Unbelievable. The flashes get them into the bomb site, but from there, you feel like the rifles are going to be able to just get a kill or two, get them into a good retake position. But it was so awkward there. Def not really able to get a clean kill. His teammate alongside him you thought would be able to clean up, but not meant to be. Gives BESTIA the chances that they needed to steal the round back. Complete chaos at the start of this half. Who's it going to favor, though? M80 now, with a couple of rifles still. But BESTIA, in theory, should have the advantage in this round. In reality, this game has been so wild that I'm not sure we can predict anything at this point. Oh, he hears those steps. Decides to drop back.
Just can't catch up with the M4. I think this might as well be a save, honestly, at this point. They've lost all position. Swisher gets dropped as well, but even with 4 there, I think that's an insta-save for me. Might as well hold on to what they had left in this 4 spy.
There is that rifle dropped in the water. Maybe they can try and get that. Looks like they will try and get it back, but BESTIA are pretty close by here. Ooh, not the time to pull out the flash.
But I hate it when that happens. M80 sent right back then. I won't be terribly concerned with 10 rounds collected already, but BESTIA suddenly won't feel that far behind. Every other round should be eco for them if they continue their success, so they can tie the score reasonably quickly, on paper at least. In reality, maybe more difficult to achieve.
Yeah, suddenly they are within touching distance. Felt like they just missed the first rung of the ladder and they weren't going to make any progress. Just about able to pull themselves up. Now, got to make sure there aren't any catastrophes against the low buy again. This time, not even a flash picked up by M80, which was kind of the undoing last time. It's a nice nade onto Rek.
Yeah, their money's just too dire. Want to have the best buy they can find in the full buy to come. This will be a relief for BESTIA. There's not much that can go wrong in a round such as this. You never know what's around the corner. They'll have to respect those corners. Presence towards both bomb sites then, as we see a flash towards A on the radar. Inquisitive spray from deco. Guesswork from both sides, but should be okay for BESTIA overall.
Yeah, B site has basically been abandoned. Rek alone gets dealt with. I think M80 might try the big drop behind, but I don't think they get here in time. Maybe it's just a full wraparound, but BESTIA should start to account for all these angles. Really, it's all about whether any damage can be done at this point. That's something. Reversive fighting with the teammate behind him. Deco's actually dinked. Another kill comes in. Get a little deadly, a little damage. A little more than BESTIA would have wanted, but only a couple of players lost in the end. Now we should get back to the gun rounds.
Some pressure here for M80. They lose this round. We're more or less facing a tied score once their eco comes and goes, unless they've got enough for some 5-7s, but they have $200 in the bank once their buy comes through.
Slack scrapes out the AWP. No utility to work with. No helmet either, but not a big deal. They're against the AKs right now. M80 looks like we'll play a pretty standard start to a gun round here. 3 stacked towards B, 1 mid, 1 A. Pretty standard setup early, which they can adjust later on. See if M80 are willing to go for any CT aggression of their own. Something that BESTIA threw in a lot on their CT side. A lot of teams feel like you have to take some risks on CT Anubis to try and get an advantage. If you just sit back, it can feel uncomfortable. Meanwhile, BESTIA are happy to play patiently. We've seen this grouped up style be effective for BESTIA in that first map. Looks like they're going to go for one of these set plays again.
Yeah, not being so proactive on the CT side for M80 was a problem for them on Inferno. Was that jump peak spotted by Mulbs? I think it was, but now the utility's starting to come through. It is a 2 versus 5 for M80 on this bomb site. They're in so much trouble. Super blind as well. And with Slacks falling back, that's surely the round. It's not worth throwing everything else at this. Again, they've lost position. You've just got to concede the round and try and keep these 4 guns up for the next one.
I think it is playing into BESTIA's hands when they're being allowed to go for these executes. They look really well drilled on a lot of these set plays. And you even saw the awareness that once they molly the site, if malbs repositions, there's a good chance he'll try and run to the side like that. They really just hard cleared that position. They forced malbs out. They made him uncomfortable. Even though it looked like malbs knew what was coming and dodged some of the early nades, it's just so hard. Once that flash comes in, you've got to try and play anti-flash at the right time. He just ate the flash big time. Now BESTIA with a well-drilled execute only need the 1 kill, and that's another round. And suddenly, this game is close. That was not what we were expecting. That first half was so convincing. 9 rounds at the half for M80. But the CT side has been pretty dry so far.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything to take the game away from BESTIA. As you mentioned, BESTIA are being allowed to set up with all their team holding grenades. And, you know, Anubis is a hard map to take risks as a CT side, but sometimes you have to take those risks. No one on the A bomb site whatsoever for M80. malbs is going to keep the money with the team and only go for a pistol. But it is open season on the B bomb site for BESTIA, who are being given a jewel before they even make their way in. Swisher delivering for now, but only 13 HP, maybe soon to be 0. Somehow escapes the HE grenade, 3 on 3. M80 could find a way to solve this problem here, but with Def falling as well, it only gets more difficult for them. Reversive roaming in mid, trying to get behind enemy lines. Swisher dropped as well towards B. That leaves malbs alone with that Desert Eagle. And again, this is a round where M80 started with 4 primary weapons on the 5 players from that save, and still not really getting much from it whatsoever.
Complete carnage in this round. BESTIA take every fight it feels that's available to them, even running through mollies to get onto that B site. But it works out for them. They got that opening pick with the AWP. They decide they're happy to follow through on it, and the trades are good enough for them.
Look at how many hot flash plays we saw through B from BESTIA in the first half. How many pushes through A we saw with 2 players. We're not really seeing much of either of those things from M80. Playing a what feels like mostly reactive game, and that has just left all the doors open for BESTIA to walk through, and walk through they have.
You wonder if some of the players on the M80 side will just take matters into their own hands at any point here. Swisher's had a good game, 18 kills for him. But the lead has dwindled very quickly. And I mean, the M80 round was, what, the USP round, where they basically had nothing? That's their only CT round? Absolute madness to think that's their only success here. Something's got to change for them in these gun rounds. AWP of Slacks could definitely be helpful. A chance maybe to get an early frag, get them off to a good start. That push through the smoke, that one pushes through mollies. BESTIA very happy to just take fights right now. They are playing with pure confidence. M80 have got to do something to stop them here.
Got the early molly from BESTIA towards B to stop any funky plays from M80. We have 3 players in situ on B. Where is the play they make? BESTIA may be looking for a response from M80. At some point, they've got to try and take control. What better round than now if your back's to the wall? You lose this round, you're basically conceding game point. You've got to assume that. So we've got a deep smoke towards A early from the T side. They've used their utility to stop M80 from making any plays on either bomb site. But soon that utility will all be gone. And then what will they be trying to achieve? So far, we haven't seen much of them. Swisher jiggling in that E-box area, and here comes a swing from deco. Rek is here to trade, alive for the time being, but stuck around the corner of that molly, hiding in plain sight, down to the USP, trying to get away in time and just about escaping, keeping that man advantage for M80.
So good for them that he gets away there, had no right of getting away. You thought he was going to be spotted on that spam through the smoke, but they can't connect the dots. Now what are BESTIA going to go for? They're going to go for this B site. They don't even have the bomb here, but they're winning the duels anyway. 2 kills onto B, and the bomb is still sneaking elsewhere. Reversive goes for even more, and he closes it out alone. 10 rounds now for BESTIA. We're all tied up.
Unbelievable. You can see the panic from M80. Double smokes towards the choke point, which gives good info on how many players are there as well. And they just keep dangling the toy as the cat tries to grab it. Winning all the duels as well. No bomb plant necessary. The more frags they get, the more committed the CTs are to the wrong bomb site, ultimately. And look what they are left with. A junk buy from M80, but maybe the randomness of a round like this may yield better results. This is where we see them get more aggressive. Finally, on this A bomb site. Again, it's been so static when they've had the full buys. Now desperate times give them the bravery to make an aggressive play, swinging with that auto shotty. No one to follow up though.
Yeah, I think if you're an M80 fan, you're hoping this round is almost a switch in mindset where they just say, you know what, we kind of had nothing to lose. We're not expected to win this round necessarily. Let's take a risk or two. Let's try and get our way into the round. F going alone though. No one able to trade him. Oh, deco down to 2 health there. Look, these players close in tandem. BESTIA trying to close the pincer on them here.
Collapsing on this bomb site here. They go, but Swisher's found 3 with the deagle. Of course, it's the chaotic round which gives them a chance. Noxie peeking with the Glock, and that would be enough to drop slacks. Now things can get really weird. Malbs with the shotgun versus 2, creeping through the side, but he does not have the ranges. Despite Swisher's best efforts, again, that was almost their best chance to win one of these recent rounds, and that was with a pots and pans buy.
Swisher doing so much there for a second. I thought he had it for his team, but not meant to be. It's BESTIA into the lead against all odds. Just the play from Swisher. Oh, the final adjustment was fantastic, but it's not enough. It's been a single CT round for M80. They've collapsed here on this CT side. That has to change now because BESTIA are 1 away from a match point, and they're taking fights early. Slacks is screwed.
Good night. He's going to need a neck brace after that jump. 5 on 4, so early for BESTIA. How does Slacks get taken to pieces like that? He's posted up with an AWP. Brutal from BESTIA. M80 have been unable to respond. Swisher, of all people, on 1 HP is not a good sign. Mar was being pulled away from the A-bomb site now as M80 desperately tries to hold on, tries to defend somewhere, and in mid, they will collect some souls. Have they got enough to hold on and take this to overtime, though? See the bomb heading in towards that B-bomb site. Not seeing the clutch then. There might be a desperate late round for M80. Deco charging through. Swisher creeping with the AWP. Oh, what was that from Deco? Swisher's so low, but will deliver a much-needed round finally from M80. They'll stay alive for now, but can they turn things around in overtime?
Oh man, Swisher on 1 HP, still able to come through for the team. Looked so dicey when he gets left there on that site and his teammate gets dealt with on that flick. But the AWP in his hands pays off. USP on this one. Luckily for him, Noxie had the AWP, so couldn't get the second shot off in time. Bit of a chaotic round, but M80 will take whatever they can get at this point. Another map where we're going the distance here in regulation. And a faster play from BESTIA. Swisher not ready for it. He's going to get hunted down.
They've got the numbers. They're in perfect position to send it off of this, and send it they will. The numbers game overwhelming the B bomb site, immediately charging through. Back to business for BESTIA. Wow, that's the wrap. Flex. What can he do? What can he do? Oh, 11 apiece. He really needs to hold on to this AWP. There's no money left for M80. They're in so much trouble now. How do they find a way to overtime? Oh dear, he's gonna lose it. Everything is lost. They take a step forward, finally. A long road in this second half. M80 missing for the most part. BESTIA given the space to set up for their full executes. And it leads them to match point.
You can see just how cutthroat BESTIA are on these plays now. The push is so fast there into B. M80 unable to handle it. And now M80 don't even get a great buy in the last round of regulation in this map. M80 facing elimination unless they can pull this to overtime here. The North American qualified team playing with a stand-in, but they've been so good in North America. They've been beating basically everyone. But it's BESTIA, the South American qualifier team right now, that are out on top. That's an important frag though. Def finds one through the smoke. Still looking for more, a bit more damage done. Oh, the smoke gets wiped though. Nico M able to even up the numbers.
BESTIA have to be willing to win in this scenario, as good as this half has been for them. Just waiting up this utility as M80 wonder where they put their personnel. Reversive, gonna have a look then. Comes up with no results. He sees two towards that B bomb site though. What can they do with that information? BESTIA are pretty spread out at the moment. And again, that bomb heads towards the A bomb site and there's a full rotation. Oh boy. They are nervous, M80. They are very nervous indeed. Unsure as to where to put their personnel. They are going to be spread thin as well. This is a dicey situation. 25 seconds on the clock as BESTIA are creeping towards a bomb site, collecting together. There may be some footsteps as Flax gets into position with that MP9. Still alive for now. They need to stay alive if they can. Rek having a look-see, catches plays without their guns out, and he might be able to do this. 10 seconds, 2-on-2. That AWP has to deliver. And now it's just down to Swisher, man of the hour versus main of 4 HP, and the headshot is there. BESTIA 2-0 M80 and eliminate them from Atlanta.
What a performance from BESTIA. A brilliant comeback in this second half. It looked like they were down and out. It looked like they were done for after that first half performance. But you saw the confidence build. You saw them.